Hey guys, and yes, it is time for some glorious early access little sneak peeks at some of the free stuff that shall be coming to Total War Warhammer 2 in just, I think, under a week, or maybe just over a week, very, very soon nonetheless. Alongside the DLC, we're going to be seeing some reworks to the Dwarfs and some free reworks as well to the Beastmen forces. And today, we're going to be running through one of the quest battles for Thorek Ironbrow, one of the new legendary lords that the Dwarfs can indeed bring to the table. He's a badass runesmith with some pretty impressive buffs and debuffs, and of course all of the rune magic has indeed been reworked, which is really exciting. Now, I'm sure you guys have seen a lot of that, but I don't think anyone's covered the quest battles just yet, so we're going to be hopping into them, and there is a sneaky little inclusion of a mighty, beautiful beast from our opponent here today, but let's hop into this first. So, outcast and living in exile, Thorek Grim has long resided in the jungles of Lastria. I believe he's the little engineer who came in with Marcus Wolfer. Filling his workshop with a constant stream of new inventions with no regard for tradition. And now he aims to steal Thorek's quarry out from under him. If the artifacts of the ancestors are to finally be reforged, this meddlesome upstart must be dealt with. It is time for the old ways to be proven superior once and for all. Interesting take there. So Thorek is a man of tradition, and as you can see, we're going to be going in with a pre-made build which looks pretty useful up against Joanne here and the Empire forces. So our crazy dowie opponent has allied himself here with the Manlings, which I'm a little disappointed about. And they also have some feral beasts on their side. So the Dwarfs have invented some inventions, these shock collars. They can wrap around the necks of some of the large dinosaurs of Lastria and have them at their whim, basically. But let's go in here and see what Thorek has to say.
To arms, fellow dowie! This insolent lout thinks to steal our quarry out from under us. Blinded by youth and ignorance, your worthless new technologies spit in the face of the ancestors, Thorek. Clearly the trouser legs ritual you suffered all those years ago did not put you in your place. Now I must be the one to do so. The beast is ours. No man, creature, or dowie will stand in our way. To glory, Haskals. Let's claim one more victory for the old ways.
I love it. He's just this old boy who wants to stick to his traditions. So we're going to pause quickly here, as you can see, with a nice little army facing up against the forces of the Empire. But both sides do have some dino action. So there are the shock-collared, controlled units here by our opponent. But it seems like one little red-crested skink chief, not too happy about the dinosaurs being captured like this, is leading a bit of a revolt here. But the unit I really want to show off, guys, is the big one. This boy is absolutely ridiculous. Look at the HP! 37,506 HP. He is a monster who dwarfs all other beasts in the entire game. That is a ridiculous HP pool. He is also coming in, it would seem, with Dread Aversion, which I would expect nonetheless, and is unbreakable. This is the real reason I snuck him in here. I was like, oh, we know show off some of the new dwarf stuff. No, the big boy is in town, or the big one, I should call him, which is a fantastic name for such a glorious creature. Look at him, he looks absolutely beastly and fantastic. In fact, what we're probably going to do right there is, bam, that is going to be the screen blocker for today, or I should say the thumbnail. But apart from that, let's get this underway. It looks like we are going to be charging down the enemy. Here is Thorek Ironbrow. He's on foot currently today, but you can bring him on his mighty anvil, which is probably how we're going to see him for the most part in multiplayer. He's a pretty useful guy, does come with the Master of the Ancient Lore, which is really nice, Gatekeeper's Belt of course, as well as Thorek's Rune Armor. Bear in mind he doesn't currently have all of his buffs, items and stuff, because this is quite an early on quest battle I believe. We do have the Rune of Oath and Steel, the Rune of Wrath and Rune, which has changed drastically. It's now actually like a mini explosion that kind of appears. We have the Rune of Speed, which is really nice. Plus 45% speed bonus and 24 melee attack. You pop that on the Slayers, particularly the Drangaback Slayers, and no creature shall ever be able to escape them. And we have the Rune of Slowness, which actually, let's use that right now. So, Rune of Slowness, let's get ready to rumble, and underway. So we're actually going to slow down Thorek here, and we're going to try and chase him down. We want a bit of Dowie vengeance. So let's get our Grudge Fur firing in as well. Looks like we have a lot of great swords up against us, which could be a little bit scary. Let's just bump up all our infantry quickly into one big fat group and start advancing. We'll take the fight towards these manlins, because we are charging off with our legendary lord here. Let's get all of you guys grouped up as well. Start moving up, and the Slayers will leave just behind so they can also protect. We also have a couple of characters. Looks like the Slayers have indeed come to our aid from the right-hand flank, which is always good to see. Let's get those miners. Shooting the Huntsman actually might not be the worst idea here, and some of those Spearmen. And the ultimate grudge fight, just these two old grumblers just going at it. And it looks like Yorick really is trying to run for his life. He is maybe a bit more cowardly than we initially expected. And let's just actually get some blaster charges going in onto those great swords, because I'm a little bit wide by them, and we'll start focus firing these guys down where possible and get our Thane over on that flank. So let's move up the rest of our troops and just start to engage. I believe our ally is destined to lose over on the left hand side, but he is holding back the big boy, which of course is always awesome to see. So let's get the Rune of Wrath and Ruin going so I can show it off to you guys. So now you place it down, and it's quite quick here. It does go off in about 3 seconds. A lovely little rune appears, and boom! You can do some pretty awesome work. And I actually did some good work. It looks like those... Let's drop a overstill there. It looks like those great swords did lose to miners because of it. As you'll see, once you use one rune, all of them are on cooldown for a while, and the ones that you use are on a longer cooldown as well, which makes perfect sense to me. So let's continue to shoot him with our Grudge Thrower. We're doing okay, nothing fantastic to be honest. We've kind of hit the big old brick wall. But are we going to be slaying our opponent? It looks like we're now actually dueling the Empire General, and once again Yorick does insult his ancestors quite badly actually by just deciding to flee for his life. I mean, he's an engineer I suppose, and not such a mighty warrior. We do have some Pistoliers coming around the flanks. Let's just whip them down if we can with our Quarrelers and protect our Slayer allies. And we're keeping our Slayers in the back because I'm very worried about all these large monsters, which are going to be coming in to finish us off when they've kind of dealt with our allies. And the Empire seems to be crumbling. I mean, what do you expect from manlins? So we are breaking through quite comfortably here. Let's get a rear attack on this unit and continue to chase down at Yorick, who's doing some decent work himself, it must be said. He's only up to 1 kill. Let's once again slow him down with the Rune of Slowness, so he can't escape, and hop on him now with the hammers, because as you can see in top left, Thorek must survive. We have to bring down the big one, and we have to put that Wazak Yorick in his place. Looks like they're going to kite us, so we're going to come in for a rear attack on this left-hand side. Quarrelers are doing okay. Our Grudge Thrower is now under quite a lot of pressure. Let's start shooting into the Great Swords who are rallying once more and try to finish off these Huntsmen, but it's going to be quite tough to catch them. We're not the fastest, of course, across the ground, being the mighty Dowie folk, but we have managed to wound Yorick quite badly here. I believe we're going to have to shatter him to try and finish him off for good. Minus 68 leadership, only 245 health, and down he goes. So we've certainly put him in his place. But there is a problem. Yorick got what was coming to him. I agree, although I think he was actually just trying to advance the Dowie race. That is one problem with the dwarfs. They are traditionalists, which has its pros and some massive cons as well. So we've done a good job so far breaking up the Empire forces. Let's keep our Slayers moving forward now. And the Quarrelers... yeah, the Pistoliers are still a bit of a threat. Let's try and finish them off. I just don't want them getting our Grudge Thrower, and I want it to use all its ammo, and the Quarrelers can come back in the end game. Let's pull back our troops, because as you can see, the big one still has 34,000 health, which is slightly scary. Beware, Dowie, the beast hungers. It really does look like it's hungering quite a lot. So let's help finish off a lot of the troops. It looks like Empire basically done for. So we can turn around and get ready to engage with the large creatures. We should probably move up our Slayers at this point. Run, Thorek, run. What do we want to do? I mean, maybe another slow. We can speed ourselves up as well. Let's speed up the... Oh, it's an air of effect. Oh my god, that's powerful. So not only does it increase your speed by 45%, increases melee attack by 24. Let's put this down here and get our Slayers Grudge in there for that Feral Carnosaur. We should be able to dish out the dirt on him. A load more beasties are coming into the fray. We have a lot of dwarfs left standing, however. Let's bring them all back into the fight and bring up our Quarrelers now to help deal with the big baddie. We can kind of shoot the Huntsman. I mean, we're going to have to absorb a lot of their ammunition. One Carnosaur has been dealt with. Let's pop over here and try and help our allies up against the big one. Even Thorek can come over and say hello. Ironbreakers, we're probably going to push forward with you. It's only a fair percent on. We should be able to kill it, I think. Let's start rallying our troops over to this flank. Now, with so much health, we're really going to need our quarrelers to speed up and come fight. That was my bad for leaving them in the dirt, though. And let's start popping some more of our buffs. So, extra armor, always good, particularly on Slayers, of course. And where are you, my Thane? Let's pop your speed up a little bit. And get the big boy over here as well. So, I think extra armor might be best. Rune of Wrath and Ruin. Might just wait for the Rune of Speed to come back. And we can pop it once more. We have surrounded the big one, but it's getting a little scary there. Let's actually get Thorek. Now, Thorek's a dwarf. He can stand and fight this. He wouldn't retreat. It would be an insult to his ancestors. There is a red-crested skink chief who is falling in line with the dwarfs. He's certainly upset the old ones. Let's get all our troops moving. There's no point just kind of standing around. We might as well just attack with everything we have at this point. There's a resurgence of Empire troops over on the flank, but I'm really, really unfussed by them. We need to take down the big one. That is our goal. So let's get our hammerers involved. Thorek is getting danger low. Let's pull back with him. Pull back with Thorek if we can. I don't want to lose him here. The big one, of course, does hit like an absolute semi-truck on roids, which can be quite scary. So let's get our hammerers in. They can do decent work and keep falling back with Thorek. Now here's rather tanky. You see, he survived a long time. Let's pop that down. They'll give us the extra melee attack. That is going to be so powerful in multiplayer. Now, some of the stuff, remember, this is a campaign-style battle, so a lot of this stuff won't operate in the same way. Oh my god, we have double Carnosaur coming in as well. This is so scary. Let's just try to fire those huntsmen. Let's chuck everyone in right now. We need to deal with the big bad here. We need to. Thorek, where are you, bud? Yeah, you stay way out of the way of the action. The Runesmith can come in and kind of represent you. You've done a good job, though. Let's just surround with basically all the troops we have and try to scare the beast away. We'd have Huntsman rallying. We're forcing off feral Carnosaurs, which is all good. Let's get some Dwarf Warriors chasing if possible. And it looks like Harik Grunnison did come to our aid, which is quite useful. But the big one, I'm telling you guys, he is so meaty and tanky, is absolutely ridiculous, and I love him. Unfortunately, you cannot get him in multiplayer. You cannot get him in cluster battles either. This is the only battle I have seen, at least so far, when you can bring him in. Now, of course, there will be mods to bring in the big one. I wish we got him a little bit more. I would love to have him in like a custom battle. Of course, we already have the Dread Saurian, the Shred of Lustria for the Regiment of Renown. It's absolutely fine, but the big one, he's so beautiful. Look at him, just killing dwarves, even though I am, of course, meant to be rooting here for the dwarves. Now, the Slayers are doing a good job. We have surrounded the beast, but feral Carnosaurs keep coming back. It's a little bit scary here. Luckily, all our quarrelers can continue to rain in fire. Bring it down, bring it down, bring it down. And in the distance, it seems like some huntsmen have come back, but our Grudge Throw's out of ammo, so we can simply chase there. Let's pop down. Let's get some just more armor. Armor's always helpful. There's been some few changes in the way. I must say, this is early access, so a lot of this stuff, all the stats and so forth, can indeed change of anything you've seen, because this is a quest battle. A lot of this could change as well. Likewise, Thorek Ironbrow, but I think it's pretty much on release, so I don't think too much is going to change. Luckily, that Feral Carnosaur did shatter there, because it could have hopped on Thorek, and if Thorek dies, we actually lose the battle. Kill him! Bring him down! Bring him down! Bring him down! Man, I feel like King Theoden right now trying to kill this beast. Right, let's pop more armor down as well to keep us going. Oh, no, we can't cast it. Oh, there we go. We can. We can. And we'll save up once again to increase that melee attack. I really do think Thorek's going to be quite good in the meta. I think there's a good chance we're going to see him a ton. We'll have to wait to see how it falls. Grombrindle has indeed lost his flash bomb. And Engineers get it, so I think Engineers are going to be pretty much must picks, and Grombrindle's probably not going to get used much anymore, which is sad because I do really like Grombrindle. But maybe he's got some other bonuses we just don't know about yet. So let's once again pop the Rune of Speed. I mean, it's not even just about the speed. 24 melee attack is so useful. And particularly on like units like Slayers, up to 76 melee attack. And the big one is slowly getting dragged down. But we've used up a ton of ammunition here to try and finish it off. And it still has 3,000 HP, though it looks like the bar is very low. And oh man, this is one of the favourite secrets I found so far. There's another unit I haven't seen anyone talk about yet on the Dwarf roster, and I'll probably do another video tomorrow on it. Or maybe I'll do a live stream on the day of release of this, quite possibly. Who knows? I'm going to pop some fireworks just to stunt here. To stunt on the big one, which is looking to bite the bullet. A lovely little firework in the background, and the mighty beast does stagger. And oh my god! Is that a new death animation for the Dread Saurian? That was really cool, where it like staggers up and falls to its side. Maybe I just don't see Dread Saurians die enough, because they're so powerful, or normally because they run away from the battlefield. Well, that was indeed one of the quest battles you can do. There are 2 for the Thorek, so 2 new ones. I think Malagor, though he has gone through changes, has kept his. And of course we will have new ones, I'm sure, for the DLC lords coming in, but we'll have to save that for another time. A Pyrrhic victory, and I must admit, this dwarf little icon here, their new symbol, is beautiful. It is really awesome. So let's go to the end battle screen here, and just have a brief little overview of what happened. So, the mighty feral beasts, it's even got a dragon symbol. I'm sure that'll be changed. The big one, again, this is early access. 5,041 damage value. Absolutely disgusting work. Particularly against dwarves, who in theory, it wouldn't really be that amazing against. And of course, a load of Carnosaurs just being really angry. Pretty upset with Yorick, to be honest, fighting up against such a old-school legend such as Thorek Ironbrow, though I do understand the need for new inventions and new times. But allying yourself with the manlings to take on the dwarfs, not on my watch. Our jungle monsters did okay. They were basically sacrificial lambs to the slaughter to hold back the enemy. Sotek Slayers. I hope this is a new faction that is indeed coming in. I don't think it's currently on campaign map. So hopefully it does come in, because they were very cool, and they got some pretty decent damage across the board as well. But the Ironbrow Expedition, what do I think of Thorek Ironbrow? I think he's good. I think he's very good. We didn't see his full toolkit here today, although I will do a multiplayer battles in the next kind of week and so on the lead up to release, where we'll show him off in his full regard. He has a really powerful ability, which is map wide. It's insane, and I love it. But I'll get to that again in a different video. And he did good today. He's not really here to get damage value. He's relatively tanky, particularly on his big old Anvil of Doom, which looks really awesome. But, you know, he's here to buff up the troops, and he does that rather nicely. And apart from that, I think the rest of the dwarf stuff, to be honest, was unchanged. I don't think dwarfs are getting this massive rework. Some people think they are. I think it's just quite a small one. Redoing the rune system, which I'm a huge fan of. It makes dwarfs so much more competitive, and the buffs are really nice. And I also like the fact that there's a cost, right? You don't have Winds of Magic, but you can't just constantly spam rune after rune after rune, because there is this 60-second cooldown that all of them share. And if you use a rune, it'll be 120 seconds before you can use that rune again, or roughly in that ballpark time-wise. Which I think is a beautiful way of doing it, because it means in the end game, dwarfs will have an advantage. You'll be casting spells where other people have run out of their Winds of Magic, but you can't quickfire them quite as quickly as those enemy cheeky spellcasters. Well, that's a super fun game, and I hope you guys enjoyed this first look. This was my first video covering the FLC stuff. We will be covering all of the DLC as well later in the week. Can't show you guys any of that stuff now, but we will get there, don't you worry. So keep your eyes peeled, and if you enjoyed, make sure to subscribe so you will keep up to date with all the glorious content we have coming out. And probably from, I don't know, like Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday all the way up to release, probably gonna be dropping 2 videos a day at least. So yeah, you definitely want to subscribe for all that good stuff, as well as pop a thumbs up down below. Feel free to comment, what did you think of Thorek Ironbrow and this quest battle? More importantly, what did you think of the big one? He was absolutely legendary. And yeah, all that good stuff. There are links down below in the description. If you want to get this DLC at a discounted price, you can indeed. I have a Gamesplanet account down there. And an even bigger discount can be found as well if you go to my Discord and go to the Duck Shop, link down below to that as well. You'll see a extra code you can use to get even more money off and all that good stuff. But anyway guys, until next time, peace, peace. And as always, stay awesome.